Hello and welcome to another free code session. My name is Jason Bach, and I'm going to take a little bit of time this morning to work on a couple of small rocks issues. One is to update the tests so that they're using all the testing packages from NuGet provided by Microsoft instead of hand rolling my own. There's a small little, not issue, but thing I need to work around. I'll show you in a moment. And then also do that quick update for setting the capacity for some of the lists when I'm putting them in with adornments or something. I know how many arguments are there. I should just put that number in there. So I want to see, I think that should be simple, but we shall see how simple that really is. Cursed it already. Today is the first day that my kids are back in school. I'm overall happy. I'm a little, cautious because they don't have a mask mandate yet in their school, and you can't expect anybody to do the right thing unless you're told to do the right thing. It just doesn't happen. They just said you have to wear a mask in school until, we don't have a ton of cases here, but I guess they are on the rise. And, until we can get rid of this, that's the way it is. And I'd rather have them in school than at home. So, there's a little bit of the worry there. But they are vaccinated. They unfortunately got COVID beginning of this year. So as my doctor, when I just went to talk to him a week ago, he said, you're about as robust as you can get right now. So, I don't mean to laugh about all this, but that does definitely help. And I do feel better about it. So now I'm at home all by myself. My wife actually doesn't start work until Thursday with school. She does go in tomorrow, but it's not an official first day. So that'll be interesting to have the whole house to myself all day. And it's a different change for us, but we're looking forward to it. Okay, so this test thing, if I come back here and look at rocks, the thing that I was struggling a little bit with, and I already have tests in place so I can see if this idea is going to work, is you're supposed to do this thing where you like alias the type, but you can't alias the type by putting a generic in here. And so I ended up copying and pasting code twice, and I really don't want to do that. So what I'm thinking of doing is, unfortunately just saying T and then where T is AI source generator. And I believe you also need to make sure that it says it's a new. Oh yeah, new. Okay. All right. So now we would say here that this is going to be a C# source generator test, except we won't use a closed generic. We will pass in the T there. And then we also need a type of T there as well. Okay. And then we get rid of these. And then we just say run async. And then we can get rid of this code here. So instead of copying it twice. And that should be okay. It's going to break here in 2 spots because I already done some code with this. So we don't say here run create async. We say run async with the type being this. Okay. And then we do the same thing down here. And we say run async. Okay. And now if we run all the tests, we should hopefully see that these all run. It's interesting because all I've been doing for these tests is basically running it by passing in blank code as the generated code, and then I just copy and paste what it tells me because I'm like, well, that should be what I expect right now. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more to go. Okay. And if I come back up here off of that, by the way, I also notice this test targets. I'm like, why do I even still have that around? I don't think, does this even still reference it? It does, but I'm not sure why. I think that's a holdover and I can probably get rid of that. unless the integration tests. No, they don't, because I think I did there's only one type in there, and it's only referenced this way to load it as a I think it's because I was using it in a test. Oh. See, sometimes you just have to say it, and then you're like, okay, because, well, no, wait a minute. There's no using rocks dot. That's the only spot. No, find that. Don't always show that message. Yeah, so that's it. So yeah, I think I can't. I'm sorry, my revelation was wrong. I thought because I was saying it here, but no, it's just I'm putting it in here, and the code gives back exactly what I'm expecting it to with nullable stuff. So yeah, I don't know why I probably getting rid of that. Okay. So did all the tests, they passed. Okay, so I've got that. Good. So let's commit what I've done. 149. Starting small progress with test refactoring is a good enough branch name from, not a branch name, a commit. Okay, so let's keep moving. Got to keep moving. Okay, so that must have changed. This is also in Diagnostics. Okay, so we need to make this a async task. And then we need to say this is code. Get rid of that here. And then we need to say this here. Except you don't know what generated code is. And that's good enough for now. Let's comment this out, have it fail, and then tell us what the problem is. Or more to the point, what the generated code should be. So if I come in here, grab all this, play the, I think I got it up here. Yeah, I'll do this. So we grab everything that's got a plus in front of it, pull it back, say that gets replaced to that, and then that gets replaced with nothing. Put that in here. We now say at, except we're going to do that here, that, pull it up one, and page up. And now we should see it's still failing. Oh. Yeah, because I'm not namespace mock tests. Oh boy. Public static class runner. Public static void run, which looks really stupid. Let's just do, oh God. This is ugly code, but it's funny that it actually generates the code, but then it says, oh yeah, that's a top level statement thingy, and that's wrong. Now it passes. Okay, next one. So we can get rid of this. And this will become code is equal to that. We don't have any diagnostics, so we'll come up here and we will say that, and get rid of that and that. And we don't know what you're. Okay, so now it should be, oh, and it's not async. Okay. Is this, no, it's in a namespace, so we're good that way. Okay. And of course you fail because all the code. Let's come up here. that, done, copy, come down here, dance, now it should be okay. And it is. By the way, I'm curious, once I get to the generator tester, I don't think there's as many, whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay. So there is some, but not a lot. Okay. If that made sense. Oh, that's interesting. Oh. Generate when invocation exists in top-level statements. Well, it should be okay. There's a reason why I have this test. Why do I have this test? Let's struggle through this, okay? Let's do some struggling. First, async task. We're going to make this end code equal, except we're not going to have an OutputKind here, okay? We should have no our generated code is equal to that, okay? Now this is going to fail, and it should fail like it did last time by giving us the generated code. But then the next time it's going to fail again and say, well, top-level statements are bad or something. I don't know. I've been not paying attention to what the actual message is. So we're going to copy that, put that here. Do the dance. Pull that back. H, that, copy. All right, now it's going to bark. And it's going to bark because it's going to say something about top-level statements. And this is where it's going to get a little confused. Program using top-level statements must be an executable. Right. So right now what I'm doing is I'm passing in somewhere I'm getting the OutputKind, the compilation. So somewhere in here, what I need to do is have a way to say, oh, by the way, OutputKind is equal to, there we go. So same thing as before. We want to have a way to specify an OutputKind. So this isn't going to be as big of a deal as I thought it would be. Okay. We will put that in as an optional value. We will say OutputKind is equal to that. And that's it. Okay. So now back to here, what we want to do is pass in OutputKind console application. And let's see what that does. Oh, yes. Should work. Maybe. It takes 4.3 seconds. Now it passed. Okay. Yeah, because we're saying it's always a DLL. Now we don't need to... Oh, what I meant was we need to now pass that in explicitly as a console app. So the places I was doing that before, I could have fixed easily. But that's okay. Generate when target type is invalid. So we're going to get a diagnostic. Oh, because we don't say which diagnostic, though. Which is just, perfect. Okay, so what we need to do here is change that to code. And we should expect this to be an enumerable of an empty of no. I have stuff in here to show me what I'm looking for. Type string. Okay. Type string. We don't need that. Why are you? It's an enumerable of a type string. Oh, I'm a. Why are you barking? Because I didn't make it up. Read the message, Jason. There we go. But this is wrong because we're actually going to get a diagnostic. Okay, and the oh God, please just work with me. Okay, so we want to put in a diagnostic here. This leads to something that I was getting at with the diagnostics and rocks, is that if I go to the diagnostics here, is that I'm just outputting this. I don't actually output the diagnostic descriptor. And the diagnostic descriptor ends here. So what I'm wondering is, should I, as part of this change, say make it easier to specify the diagnostic descriptor? Let's try it. Although I don't know which, I think it would be this one. So if I said, let's pull this. No, I want that. What I want to have is a internal static diagnostic descriptor that says create descriptor. Except we do need to pass in the type and shoot. Maybe not. I believe it's this one. And we're just going to have to figure out what the span is on this one. I would assume it's probably the whole test. So let's take a guess. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 4 to 5. What would that be? 28? Is that it? No, that's character. Okay, 30. Let's see what this does. I might not actually get to the second part with this one, which is to change the capacity. This is taking longer than I expected, but that's okay because I'm running into a couple things that need to be addressed here. So one failed. What did one fail? Number of diagnostics returned. Oh, well, you know, if you're gonna need to return diagnostics, then what you need to do is return a diagnostic, or provide a diagnostic in this case. Oh, I should have looked at what the number was just to make sure it's the one that I thought it was supposed to be. Expected diagnostics 519 to 524. Oh, it's just the type here. Is that what that is? Yeah, 519 to... Oh my God. What was that? 519 to 524. Okay. Now it should work. And it does. Okay. I think we have 2 left. Okay. And the target type, yeah, notice the missing semicolon. Yeah, notice, Jason. This one should be interesting because this is actually a compiler error, not a... why are you not... Do I actually have to put that in there? And then it goes, oh, you're really a... Yeah, okay. Well, it's sort of kind of smarter than I thought it would be. So this one is interesting because it's not a... It's a compiler one. So... Yeah, this will be fun. Let's see what this does. Learning, learning, learning. Always learning. Okay, so it's failed. That's okay. expected diagnostic that. But what we got was, whoa, whoa, whoa. Why does it do that? Oh my God. No, stop. Thank you. And then 813, 813. Okay. 813, 813. Try that. Hopefully the error is right. This is a compiler error, so this actually, and it does. Good. Good, good, good. So it's really not that hard. And actually, I like this, that we're only passing in the ID and the severity. It could be technically, it should be this message and everything else, but like in that one case, it was the type symbol, name. Although I guess I could have just put in the name and pass that in. I don't know. I do want to revisit that. Note the missing closing brace. Generated type is valid, but other code is diagnostics. Yes. Okay. So we're going to say async task, and then we're going to put this in here because reasons. And then we're going to say, yes, you should be async. No. And then we're going to say code is equal to that, and we should have that there. Now this may or may not fail with this, but we'll see. It's probably going to, well, it's definitely going to fail because the span is off. I don't know where the span is going to land. These two documents? What? This should have failed. Note the missing closing brace. Yeah. That's surprising. Expected to be, oh, well, okay, I completely misled myself, which is, it's actually doing something. That in this case, basically what I'm saying is it's okay. It can actually, even though it's generating a diagnostic, I believe, var generated code is equal to that. There. I believe this is what it's looking for. I don't know. I don't know. Well, it failed. Oh, because we have to update all the things. Page up, pull back H, that, copy, and then we'll come into here, at all the things, run that. So it still works. We don't get any diagnostics, which is funny because there's definitely a compiler issue. If you took that code, you would be missing the end of it. Yeah, it's still failing. Expected 0, actual 1, yes. 17.3, 17.3. 17.3, 17.3. Can you remember that, people? So I need both here. 17.3. Okay. So I'm going to create that with 17.3, 17.3. Do that. Except we also need to pass in the diagnostic. There. Now, start saying it can create, because all that's good enough. The target type to mock is still, like, it's parsable. You can actually read it. But the outer codes and that all works. Now we should be able to get rid of that. And we should be able to run all the tests. If we do, I'll check this in. And maybe I'll do another episode this afternoon while I'll go through the make one. I will, because I didn't run all of them. Okay. Then I'll also see if I can change it, the diagnostics, to give back descriptors and not be like I-type symbol dependent like there was in that one case, and see if I can just pass in the name of the thing, because that's really what I'm looking for. Of course, the key combination is bound to something, because we cannot ever be smart enough to actually Just run the tests. Did you build? You're still thinking. Okay. And we should hopefully see all the tests dwindle down to all pass. And we're close. Once it gets to the 2, then that's good enough for me. But as a side note, the one, I think I mentioned this before in a previous episode, the one test that takes forever is the one that I still need to do some custom Roslyn stuff, because I'm actually, I think, building code to see if I can actually mock something out or something like that. I forget how I did wizardry on that one, but I did. Okay, so that's good. We're going to commit to 149. All create tests are now updated. Commit, push, and then this afternoon I will try to work on the make tests and that capacity thing as well. So thank you all for watching. Leave comments and questions below. See you in the next episode.